What's going on, everybody? It's QBearQBZ bringing you a quick review of the old versus new pack that came out about a week ago for Project Cars. And up first on the review is the BMW 2002. This thing is more difficult to drive than the Focus Mark IV. Honestly, this thing has no power steering. I think it has about 4 to 5 gears. I think 5 might be the max, or 4, whichever one, but this thing is a slouch. It is very difficult to control. It's very hard to, the braking's very bad in it. I don't know how more people didn't die driving this car back in the day. As you can see here, I had to brake really hard. I wish I could have shown you how much force I had to do the braking, but I was braking for quite a distance. But it has decent speed. It handles better in straight lines and during slight curves than the Focus. But man, this thing, it feels heavy. There's no power steering. There's no assistance at all. It's pretty rough drive. Hopefully you won't get stuck with this car in a vintage race, because you will not do well. If it's your first time in this car, you will definitely need to take full advantage of the practice and qualifying sessions to get used to how the weight is distributed through the car, to make sure that you can actually stay on track and on point. I had a hard time taking turns. This car is just proof of a great testament of how far cars have come since this car came out in 1973. This thing it's rough, bro, and braking's really bad. Yeah. But next up is gonna be another BMW. It is the 320TC. This car is like night and day. It handles like a superb dream. It handles just as well as any GT3 car, GT4 car. The braking is excellent. You can take any corner with confidence. Early braking, late braking, it doesn't matter. You're going to enjoy driving this car a lot. I could see a lot of people using this car in online races in the same class, because it's just amazing to use. That turn right there was bad because I took a bad angle. That was not the car's fault, but it recovered from it just fine. Absolutely amazing. I would recommend this car any day out of the week. I would almost recommend it up there with the Bentley GT3 car that was DLC not too long ago as well. But I really enjoyed driving this one. I think most people would enjoy driving this one. It handles very well. It's very well balanced. It doesn't, the end doesn't want to kick underneath you a lot, and the braking is very well. You feel like you have adequate power the entire time you're driving this car. As you can see, it's coming up here. I drove to the second checkpoint for each car. I didn't do it on the first one, and I stopped at the slow sign. I slammed full brakes and it stopped pretty quickly. Next up is the rough Porsche, I forgot the name of it, 911 3.2. This thing is probably the best handling retro car in this game. It is the best older car, I would say, out of this whole game. I can't believe that this handles so well. I don't know if it's naturally been that way because I've never been in one, or if it was programmed bad, but this car is absolutely amazing. Brakes well, turns well. I even tried to see what it would be like to drive it in real life right here by staying in my own lane, and it did it pretty well, like going that fast, staying in my own lane. This thing handles like a dream, of course, because it is rough and it is a Porsche. I would definitely use this one if you get stuck in a vintage car race or old school road car race. Definitely pick this one. This is the one that you will win with, no matter what. Brakes very well. Stability's perfect. It's like it has perfect balance. The braking's even. You don't feel like you have to fight the wheel as much. Unlike the BMW 2002, there is power steering in this, and there's a little bit of assistance with that, which makes it even easier to drive, and which I love. But a lot of this bad driving up here is due to driver error, not the car. It is very amazing. I would say this car, along with the 320TC BMW, definitely make this pack worth it on its weight alone. And it braking is very good, as you're about to see right here. You have no problem stopping, coming to a complete stop. It's one of the shortest stopping cars. Next up is the vintage Mustang. This thing drives like how you expect a Mustang would back then, and a Mustang has driven until 2014, until the Mustang got the independent rear suspension. This thing is a pig. This thing handles like a sack of bricks with cement, with cinder blocks, with another sack of bricks. I don't know how more people didn't die driving these cars like this. I don't know. Maybe they did and it wasn't in the newspaper, nobody cared. But this thing, it lives up to the true Mustang moniker of it'll get you there in a straight line until you have to take a turn. This car, it's okay in speed. I would not want to use this. I would just drive this car just to drive it, but I wouldn't try to be competitive with it at all. It's just not that good unless you want to be a douche and create an online lobby and force everybody to use the same Mustang, and then it will turn into a GTA 5 race. But this car could be better. The braking's horrible, the suspension's horrible, the stability's horrible, and as you can see here, as I'm about to start braking, it's the furthest braking car. It's also a pig. It takes me I stopped at the first slow sign. It took me all the way around the corner and the turn to come to a full complete stop braking. That's how bad it is. And finally, we have the creme de la creme of this pack, the 2015 Mustang GT. And this thing is probably one of the best road cars, non-exotics, that you can use in the game. It handles superbly well. If a real Mustang drove this nice, I might have actually bought one. V8s, you can feel the V8 power. It has very good low end torque. The braking is, as you can see here, just because the car is so heavy and it's weighted, it's so nose heavy from the V8, you can actually feel that in the game, which is very great. Programmers, I really appreciate that, devs. You can actually feel the weight of the nose drag you around the entire time, and you have to use the rear wheels to help you spin around on some of those tight turns at high speeds. The car, it's not a slouch through the turns, but it's not a road burner like the Porsche. The Porsche easily handles all the curves very easily. It does any kind of thing you want. Oh, you want me to turn here, boss? I got you, boss. The Mustang, not so much. It could, if it was a real life Mustang, you could probably put some coilovers on it if you wanted to take turns better. This one does a pretty good job, but only taking those turns at 50-60 miles an hour is not very good, because I could do that in my real life car much better than this car. But as you can see, you brake here. It had the second longest time to brake, even though it was new. It took almost as long as the first Mustang. And that's the first pack. Let me know what you guys think. I really enjoyed reviewing it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Go check it out, this old versus new car pack. See you later. Bye. Ugh.